Alright, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, the AniTuber they don't want you to watch. Back to serve the JJK vids with the smoky flavor. But before it gets underway, don't forget to drop a like.
Dude, is this a Supra?
Man, I'm finna whip this hoe.
Jujutsu Kaisen is achieving GOAT status before our very eyes. Another week at #1 on AniTrends and is crushing the weekly Karma rankings.
You've gone mainstream.
With the manga's current arc running for a year now and being the best the series has to offer, we were a shoo-in to win Rogers Base Manga of the Year stream. JJK slid right in and stopped Haikyuu in its tracks, and even Attack on Titan fell to the might of Jujutsu Kaisen. JJK had snuck its way to the semi-finals to contend against One Piece and started to cause the upset many of us predicted.
Jujutsu Kaisen versus One Piece. Aniki.
Jujutsu Kaisen. Kaisen has just put up a better year than One Piece.
You right. Chibi?
Jujutsu Kaisen.
All right. Oh my goodness gracious. Is One Piece about to go to losers bracket? Oh my god. All right, Lance.
I might have to hand in my membership as a One Piece fan.
God motherfucking damn.
Oh my god.
Gege's up-and-coming masterpiece, Jujutsu
Let's
Kaisen. Best ongoing manga in Jump, no question now.
Spoiler alert, JJK lost. One Piece won in a Rogers Base stream. Color me surprised.
We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election.
Jujutsu Kaisen's manga of the year, dude. After dying, Yuji's consciousness wakes up in Sukuna's innate domain. Earlier, when Sukuna performed his domain expansion known as Malevolent Shrine, he was manifesting it through a curse technique, while Sukuna says his innate domain is like being inside his mind, or inside the heart in the Viz translation. But the innate domain is a very real thing, existing as a sort of pocket dimension in which Yuji found himself, as he still tries to pick a fight with Sukuna, who really just finds him boring. At this point, we know Sukuna holds no interest in Yuji, but it's hinted he holds some interests or perhaps some plan involving Megami, so he offers to restore Yuji's heart under two conditions. The first being that Yuji hands over control of his body when Sukuna chants the word extension, and the other being that Yuji forgets about this agreement. Yuji states that he'll never give control of his body again after what happened last time, though Sukuna proposes that he won't kill or harm anyone during that minute, offering to seal that promise with a binding vow, which is a pact made from curse energy between one or more parties. A binding vow with someone else is usually to seal an agreement that can have otherworldly consequences if it's broken. Binding vows play a huge role in the world of sorcery, but Yuji insists Sukuna brings him back to life with no conditions attached, so they agree to fight to the death to decide, which Sukuna of course wins, putting the binding vow in effect.
I'm a bad bitch, you can't kill.
Knowing that the Jujutsu higher-ups plan Yuji's death, Gojo begins to vent his frustrations about the Jujutsu world. Even if he killed all the higher-ups like he's considered, they would simply be replaced, leaving Gojo as the bad guy. So he turned to education with the dream of fostering strong and intelligent comrades, capable of resetting the Jujutsu world that's gone to shit. Gojo says all his students are talented, but he emphasizes that the third-year Hakuri and second-year Yuta Akatsu will become sorcerers capable of rivaling him one day. Gojo's then reminded again of Yuji, who also held a ton of potential, and this is the moment Itadori rises completely healed. This scene really highlights how deeply Gojo cares for his students, and I love it.
I am a dancer, that is to say, a conduit. I don't define movement, movement defines me. Exploration!
Gojo asks Shoko to not alter the report saying Yuji is deceased, so he can give him some basic training before Yuji is targeted again. Instead of keeping Yuji hidden away for good, the plan is for him to make a comeback for the Goodwill event, as Gojo insists Yuji won't be kept from enjoying his youth. Back at the diner, Geto tells Jogo that there's no way they can beat Satoru Gojo, so they'd be best off putting their energy towards trying to seal him instead. Geto says this is possible with the special grade curse object Prison Realm, revealing that he has it in his possession, which excites Jogo. Now the waiter can't see the special grade curse spirits talking to Geto, but he knows only death waits for him at that table, so he follows his survival instinct and gets the fuck out of there. Once a waiter finally approaches the table, Jogo sets the whole place ablaze, killing everyone inside. Jogo asks Geto how powerful he is in terms of Sukuna fingers, which Geto states is about 8 or 9. Along with the Prison Realm, Jogo believes this will be enough to defeat Satoru Gojo. Megami brings Tadashi's name tag to his mother, which he took as he ran away from the cursed womb spirit. This scene shows that Yuji's desire to help people has had a profound effect on Megami, as he tries to bring comfort to the grieving woman, but he still mentioned his teammate is the one who actually wanted to save Tadashi, when Megami himself had his doubts. He then meets up with Nobara in the second years for training, asking Maki what kinds of people she wants to save as a Jujutsu sorcerer. This is a callback to Megami's inner monologue from the previous episode. Up until he met Yuji, Megami thought sorcerers were simply supposed to do their job because they're cogs in the machine, but the idea that they can save people too, this was such a foreign concept to Megami. Now he's been seeing things in a new light, and it's led him to ask questions. He wonders if other sorcerers have thought of this concept, that they could be like heroes to some people, and what kind of people should they try to help. It's like he was reaching out to Maki on a personal level to try and understand this, but to the vast majority of sorcerers, it's simply a means to an end. You could honestly compare exercising curses to being a garbage man, so Maki just found Megami's question as an odd thing to ask. Her motivation is not to help people, and that's fine. We know from Yuji's entrance exam that Principal Yaga encourages people to become sorcerers for themselves, so they don't blame or curse anyone if they die. Now while Megami is mulling over his existential crisis, Panda and Nobara get in some light cardio.
Run, bitch! Run!
At this time, Yuji, who's staying in the basement of Jujutsu High, begins his curse energy training under the tutelage of Gojo, and Yuji's excited to have the strongest Jujutsu sorcerer as his instructor. After failing to save anybody and nearly killing Megami as Sukuna, Yuji believes he must get stronger before he ever reunites with Megami and Nobara. Gojo starts Yuji's training by explaining the difference between cursed energy and cursed technique.
ではまずあちらの缶ジュースをご覧ください。
Curse technique is the controlled application of curse energy to create a certain effect you couldn't create with curse energy alone, hence the way Gojo was able to twist the can rather than just shoot it with the curse energy. The catch is that the ability to use a curse technique is intrinsic, so about 80% of sorcerer's skill set is innate talent, but Gojo believes one day Yuji's body will learn Sukuna's curse technique. But for right now, since Yuji is already a skilled fighter with superhuman capabilities, Gojo decides to teach him how to enhance his physical attacks with cursed energy, similar to what Yuji did in the fight against the cursed womb spirit when he was overcome with fear and anger. But Yuji must learn how to channel curse energy with minimal emotion. Gojo says all sorcerers learn this, and how to avoid wasting curse energy when their emotions overwhelm them. And of the many methods to train this, Gojo has Yuji watch movies.
There's so much porn!
What the hell are you doing looking at my private shit?
What are you talking about? Private shit? It was wide open. Chicks with dicks?
I've been meaning to clear some of that out.
We gotta smash your laptop with a hammer.
Yuji's training is to keep a constant, steady flow of curse energy while binging a variety of movies that'll send him through an array of emotions. The entire time his curse energy is monitored by a curse corpse Principal Yaga created that hits Yuji in the face super hard if his flow of curse energy fluctuates. Maki suggests to Megami that he should implement curse tool weapons into his close combat, and while he does agree, it can be inconvenient since he needs to be able to free up his hands at a moment's notice to cast his shadows. Maki can usually carry 2 or more weapons because she makes Panda hold them. Panda says there are actually some sorcerers that use curse spirits to store and retrieve curse objects, but it's very rare and requires that you tame a curse spirit, so Megami brainstorms a different option. He begins to think if he really has the potential to defeat special grades like Sukuna hinted earlier, and as he presses his hand into his shadow, his hand begins to sink in as if the shadow were liquid, showing that Megami and maybe other objects can enter his shadow. Yuji's training continues, and as Gojo heads out for a meeting, he asks Yuji if Sukuna proposed any contracts or conditions to restore his heart. Yuji of course does not remember because it was a condition of their binding vow, which must worry Gojo to some degree. Then on the way to meet with Masamichi Yaga, Gojo suddenly asks Ijichi to stop the car and go on without him on a highway several miles from their destination, where he's then attacked by the special grade curse spirit Jogo.
Is this it? Is this the end?
So long, Bowser!
あの二人は何してんですか?
But that's all I got for right now. The next anime video will go deeper into the curse training arc. I want to thank you guys very much for watching. It's been really real, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.
Found me all on my own and you got involved like you wanna crash, man. Got me back and reset it, for that I'm indebted for even the small things. Don't mind fucking up a check as long as you said I make this shit my calling. LV, what you like? Finny girl, fuck the price.